All right, now that the trading is done and we've closed the market for the weekend, I want to take another look at gold. I also want to discuss um, the ability to change direction. This is how novice amateur traders think. They want somebody, of course, they want them to tell them where the market's going. They want to be able to take a huge leverage position, and then if the market doesn't do what you expect, they absolutely do not want you to change your opinion. And I can tell you from past experience, this is how you lose money. If a trader isn't able to change directions in the blink of an eye on a dime and adapt, if the market tells you that you are wrong and you stubbornly hold on to your belief that your original call was correct, this is a recipe to lose a lot of money. So, as I pointed out in my previous video, I had warned people Thursday night that we probably wanted to get out of leverage immediately Friday morning on the possibility that the employment report could spark a rally in the dollar. It's very oversold. It's due for a rally, due for a move out of a daily cycle low. And so, of course, there's some people that they don't want to hear that. They want to hear that they should just continue to hold their position, and the market's going to continue to go up, and they're going to get rich off their leverage position. But this is just not how you make money. A trader has to be willing to accept that he's going to be wrong on calls. This morning, and I put out another report to my subscribers before the market opened, again emphasizing sell all leverage positions at the open. And then by mid-morning, it became clear to me that this was going much further than it should. So I instructed everybody to sell all their precious metal positions, get back on the sidelines. And so, a novice trader looks at this as they view this as flip-flopping. And in reality, what it is it allowed us to make money even though the market didn't do what we were expecting it to do. So if you don't have the ability to change your mind when the market tells you that you're wrong, then you're going to have a lot of trouble making money in these markets, and especially in the metals market, which are already volatile, and they're one of the most heavily manipulated markets on the planet, besides the currencies. So now I want to take a look at what has happened and then where we might be going. So obviously, this is not a half cycle low. We're moving down into a daily cycle low. The risk is that the dollar is. Let me go over the dollar chart. All right. So you can see we've rallied enough to break this daily cycle trend line. So this is probably going to turn out to be a daily cycle bottom, and it's only on day 2. So here's the bottom. So this is ground zero, and this would be day 1. So this is day 2. So even if this cycle is destined to roll over pretty quickly and continue on down, it's probably not going to top on day 2. It's usually a left translated cycle will rally at least 6 to maybe even 10 days. So we've probably got more upside here before this has a chance to really roll over and continue down again. And there is also the possibility that this could turn out to be a much larger degree cycle bottom, an intermediate yearly or even 3-year cycle low. So there's risk here, and that's why I wanted to get us back on the sidelines. All right, back to the metals chart, back to the gold chart. All right, so here's the problem. This was just way too big of a move. It is way too volatile to continue to stand in front of this. And since we don't know what Monday is going to bring or next week, Um, we've got to respect that volatility, and there is a chance that if the dollar continues to rally for another 8, 10 days, that um, the metals could continue to sell off. And if they drop below this pivot right here, then this would become a failed intermediate cycle. And at that point, then we've got, instead of having weeks to go to the upside, we've got weeks to go to the downside. This is the scenario that would probably play out if that cycle bottom in the dollar is a much larger degree cycle than just a daily cycle low. So now I don't want to get people too negative because you know to begin with, we're oversold here on the 5-day RSI. So there is still a chance that this is just a really deep, really scary first daily cycle low. I'm not going to by any means try and call a bottom on Friday. In order to do that, I would need to see gold rally all the way up and erase this entire candle early next week. If it does that, then yeah, this is the bottom. But I'm not going to try and call that right now. Too early. I don't know what's going to happen Monday morning or next week for that matter. And right now, I know that price has broken below this support zone at 1850, and that's what, when that broke back here in November, that's what unleashed the bloodbath phase. So I'm going to respect this volatility, and um, I'm not going to get too terribly bearish yet. There is a possibility, again, there's a possibility that this could just come down and double bottom. Remember, we got a double bottom in the stock market, and that is a very powerful bottoming sign, a double bottom. All right, so here's the stock market. Here's the double bottom that we got here, and you can see this was a very powerful bottoming sign. That the sellers were not able to push this down and break this low and keep the selling pressure going, and so it caught a lot of people on the wrong side of the market, and that triggered what I think is going to be the second phase of the bubble. So, it's entirely possible that the same thing could happen here with gold. We could come down, make a double bottom, and then that powers, a really big, strong, aggressive move higher like it did in the stock market. The problem is I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know that that's going to happen, but there is that possibility. So I'm going to have to wait and see. Um, I need to see if there's follow through to the downside, and if we get a small bounce on Monday, that would not be unexpected considering the magnitude of this decline. But I'm not going to automatically assume that a small bounce Monday means that the selling is over. It could just be a reaction to the extreme selling pressure, a brief bounce from that selling pressure, and then we could continue down and again, maybe make that double bottom. So I'm not automatically going to jump back in Monday morning if gold is up a little bit. Now, if gold is up huge and we've erased this whole candle, then yes, this was the final daily cycle low, and this was just a huge attack by the bankers to allow them to cover some shorts, and we're back on our way. But that's what I would have to see Monday morning for me to make the call that this was the bottom. I would need to see this whole candle erased, or at least 3/4 of it erased, before I would be willing to say that that was it. Um, Probably a move back above 1900. So for right now, we're in wait and see mode. The dollar probably has more days to rally, and that probably means there's going to continue to be some pressure on gold, even though it may bounce Monday morning. And I'm going to need some evidence that we are, or we do have a double bottom before I can try and um, call this and get people back in. For now, we managed to get out. We got out with some decent profits, um, and we're on the sideline. We're going to respect this volatility because we don't know what's going to happen next week, and we're just going to have to wait and see what it is. But one of the things I'm going to watch for is if gold does come down and get close maybe to making a double bottom, I want to keep an eye on the mining stocks. If they are showing relative strength, that would be a pretty good indication that we probably are going to form a double bottom. So the sell-off in miners, was pretty extreme today, but not terrible. And we got a slight reversal into the close. That probably means we'll get some kind of little bounce Monday morning. Um, so this is one of the things I'm going to look at here as we continue through this daily cycle decline, is if the miners start to show relative strength, and if they do, then I'm probably going to start looking for signs that this is going to turn out to be a double bottom in gold. And if it is, then that is a very powerful bottoming pattern, and at that point, then I think we could see, we could get back on our game plan and expect a very strong rally into the spring or early summer.